You're listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with Angela Henderson, episode 170. Hey there, you're listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast. My name is Angela Henderson, and on this show, we talk about improving your business, life, or both by having amazing and rich conversations with brilliant guests who will inspire you and who will give you tips and tricks to help you grow both in life and in business. Well, hey there, and welcome back to another awesome episode of the Business and Life Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Ange, from Angela Henderson Consulting, where I'm an international award-winning business consultant and coach who has helped thousands of amazing women business owners to get all the pieces in place to have consistent 4- and 5-figure months and then on to 6- and 7+ figure years without burning out in the process. Today, it's a solo episode with me and you. And of course, as always, grateful my British Bulldog. She is here sleeping, so you may hear snoring sounds, farting sounds, and anything in between, because I do like to keep it real. In fact, though, I would also even further add that it's a behind the scenes episode today where I'm going to share with you what happened when I decided to do things my way versus what everyone else is doing or what everyone else is telling me I should be doing, and how I started to explore creating $37 products, aka in particular my $37 workshop, and how this has turned into $53,000 and $700 in sales in just 7 total sales. So I've had 7 total sales that earn total value of $53,700. But before we jump in, let me take you back for when I first started my business consulting journey. You see, when I first started out consulting women in business and helping them to make more money, I was told by numerous coaches, mentors, and even peers that I had to lead only with high-ticket offers. And for many years, I thought this was the only way to do business. And this was not necessarily the case, people, because deep down, I thought this can surely not be the only way. Surely there are other things out there and other ways that we can explore running business on our terms. Surely, if you have a product and service that is in alignment with you, brings you joy, you to you, and adds value to the client is what really matters. But I continued with high ticket only. But in the last year, I've started to play around with creating amazing lower ticket products that are led with value first, that feel good to me, that light me up. And guess what? Magic has started to happen. Energy has started to shift. My alignment has gotten better. I do want to say this before I go any further, though. High ticket offers serve their place within your value ladder. And I'm not saying they aren't important, but what I am saying is that it's not the only way. You do you. And side note, as I just mentioned the word value ladder, and if you don't know what a value ladder is, let me just explain. A value ladder is simply a lineup of offers that increase in price and value that meet people where they are at on their journey to become a customer. From initial awareness to their final decision to buy your premium offers, it's an effective way for you to build trust and maximize the lifetime value of each customer. And developing a value ladder is what I do regularly with my clients. If you're like, well, that sounds great, and that's just a lot of words, and what's an example? Let me give you an example of my own value ladder. At the bottom of my value ladder is my everyday payday 4-week accelerator program, helping businesses, women in business in particular, make everyday payday. The cost of that one is $497. Then the next step up on the value ladder is my 12-month accelerator program, Profit Pillars, for business owners who want to hit their first 5-figure month and onwards. This is $4,000 for the year. Then this leads into my year-long mastermind for women in business, and that particular value ladder portion is worth $16,200 per year. And lastly, I have a 6-month one-to-one VIP coaching option, which is $12,000 for the 6 months. So you can see at the bottom of the ladder are the lower cost products, and as you move up the ladder, you get more premium, more high ticket offers. But as I mentioned, at the bottom of my value ladder is still a $500 offer. And I know for a fact that this is a lot of money for a lot of women, especially if they're just starting out, but also if they are a cold audience and they don't know who I am. Similar, if you've got a product like this and you're trying to sell it and they don't know who you are. But even further, my mission, which is on my website and I speak about often, is to support an additional 2,000 women by 2025 to have access to the tools, resources, and community they need in order to grow sustainable and profitable businesses. Well, if I can't offer a variety of lower end products where women can have access to this, then I'm excluding a large portion of those women that need my help to help them grow sustainable and profitable businesses. And thus, I started to explore lower ticket products. And in particular, just recently, my $37 workshop idea that came to mind. When I started to create my $37 workshop, I wanted to be able to create a workshop that was tangible, that women could walk away with a micro learning and move them closer to their dreams. So, what I firstly did was I reviewed my data, and there are two primary things that women say to me when they want to work with me. I need more sales, but also I need strategy, and I need this strategy to help me get clarity on what to focus on to get the biggest return on investment on their time and money. So, knowing that these are two of the primary things that women need, I thought, what is a micro learning that I can create at a $37 lower ticket item that is going to leave them in a better position than they were 2 hours after that workshop? And that's why I created my 2-hour strategy and goal setting workshop that allows women to know how to get their thoughts from their head and onto paper, allowing them to get clarity and strategy at once. They leave this 2-hour strategy session with their goals and strategy mapped out. It's a tangible thing. Not all this shit where you go into a webinar or you might buy another product and you're still left going, well, what's next? No, I wanted to change that. I wanted to flip that on its head, and I didn't want to keep doing what everyone else was doing. I wanted to create something that was going to be in alignment with me. And so from there, I also wanted to know that even with a I want you to know particularly that even with a $37 product, it is still important to understand what are the next steps of the funnel so that those women that do want to continue working with you post your $37 workshop or event or whatever you do, know how to do that. Now, you don't need to have a funnel, but please remember that there will always be people wanting to continue working with you, and it's your responsibility to know how to guide them to the next steps, that next part of that value ladder. For me, I personally knew that I would want to guide them to some additional support into my Profit Pillars program, my Action Takers Mastermind, one-on-one support, or my 5-week mini mastermind. And this is where, as I said, your lower ticket products and your higher ticket products can complement one another. Now, whenever I offer something to the world, I like to create a good, better, and best numbers. And these numbers allow me to explore and keep track of what is working and what isn't working, and how can I adapt my marketing. My good number for this particular workshop was 200, my better number was 500, and my best number was 750. And so we started marketing. We had ads running, but guess what? Ads didn't work. It was costing me around $40 per lead, and this is way too much. So we shut those off ASAP. I also want to rewind a little bit, I should say, and that visibility is key for business growth. And as I've talked about in numerous episodes, there are only 3 ways to get visibility, and that is through organic, through partnerships, and paid. So for this $37 workshop, we were getting it visible and getting it out to the world organically. We had tested ads from a paid perspective, but we had to shut those off. And I was also working with a few people in partnerships where they shared this for me. Please note, partnerships are very different setup to affiliates. And so again, I don't want to get people confused on that. In the end, we had a total of 225 people sign up to this workshop. And of these 225 people, approximately 150 came from partnerships, and the other 75 came from my emails, socials, etc. So as you can see, having partnerships as part of my visibility strategy was imperative to this. Now, of those 225 amazing humans that signed up, I had 70 of those amazing humans tune in for the live workshop. And the rest of them either watched back on replays or didn't engage. And that happens when you run things like this. Those that turned up live loved it and were leaving comments in the chat like, I don't even have enough words to express how helpful this session was. Thank you so much, Angela. Another amazing human said, so many aha moments from the session. I'm feeling excited again for the first time in a long time. Thank you. And another one was, thank you. I finally have the clarity and strategy I needed to move forward. I was pumped because, again, I was able to lead with value and stay in alignment with what I wanted. And these women were able to get the tools, community, and resources they need at a cost point that they could afford. I was freaking wrapped. Now, it just doesn't end when you just end the workshop. Once we finished the live session, I then made sure that we sent them the replays and follow-up emails about what was next if they wanted any additional support. And from that, 7 people out of the 225 people wanted additional help. 2 people signed up for my one-on-one services, giving that a total of $24,000. 1 person signed up to my Action Takers Mastermind at $16,200. 3 people signed up to Profit Pillars at a total of $12,000, and 1 person signed up for my 5-week mini mastermind at $1,500. This means that of the 7 people that bought additional services, I converted at 3.3%. Industry standard is 1%. Now, I say industry standard to give you a baseline, but each industry has different variables, so only use this as a guide. And also, the others that didn't want any additional help doesn't mean that they won't want help in the future. Let me repeat that. It doesn't mean they won't want help in the future. Remember, just because it's a no now doesn't mean it's a no forever. You are going to hear way more no's than you will yeses in your business. Learn that it is part of the process. The sooner you can just accept divine timing, which this simply means the universe is giving you what you need on any given day, I'm telling you, the energy and the flow and the cash all will become much easier. So as you can see, when you choose to lead with value and create products that are in alignment with you and actually help your ideal client, they will continue to want to work with you. So let me kind of wrap up some important points from this. You do you. And don't worry about what others are doing. Create products that are truly in alignment with you, that light you up, and that will help your ideal client. 2, understand your value ladder. 3, explore your good, better, and best numbers. And 4, be sure to have a funnel post so that those clients who want to work with you will know what to do next. I hope this behind the scenes gives you an opportunity to look at what I've been working on, how it's been working, and potentially what you can do for your own business. And if you have any particular questions about this $37 workshop that I may have missed out for you, because goodness, this is just a very, how would I say that? This is just a little bit of what's gone on, obviously, behind the scenes, right? It's kind of giving you an overview of what happened, but there's always more intricacies that I could go into. But that podcast would be hours if I went into all of those. So if there is a question that you have specifically, make sure to hit me up in my DMs by just heading to my Instagram handle, which is just at Angela Henderson Consulting. I'll be sure to answer any questions that you may have. Lastly, if you too want support in growing your business or creating a lower ticket item or exploring your own value ladder or creating your next launch strategy or anything business related, let's get connected. Simply head to angelahenderson.com.au and click on my Work With Me page. And from there, click on the pink button that says Book a Call. And by the way, I've got 2 spots left for my 5-week mini mastermind that starts on October 11th. What's included in the 5-week mini mastermind is 5 times weekly 2-hour group coaching calls, a 1 30-minute one-to-one strategy session with me personally to go over your business and get my brains on your business valued at $500, 2 times one-on-one sessions with guest experts, 1 times mindset group coaching call, and daily support within our private VIP group. The cost is $1,500, and we've got 5 weekly payment plans available. Again, I've got 2 spots left for that. We start October 11th. And before we sign off, please remember, my team and I will also be putting together the show notes for this episode at angelahenderson.com.au. Have a fabulous day, you amazing human, and I look forward to you joining me next week for another amazing episode of the Business and Life Conversations podcast. Have a fab day. Thanks for listening to the Business and Life Conversations podcast with Angela Henderson. www.angelahenderson.com.au